Freedom Radio Hour. Live on Capital Radio 91.6 FM.
What up, beautiful people? This is Eddie Nicholas from the Freedom Radio Hour, 91.6 FM. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Adam Cruz, standing over here in the side, beeping in. Right now, we are in the midst of bricks. And when I say bricks, I'm talking about foundation. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored, and Adam is honored. We are here with the one and only Sugar Hill Gang. Gonna let them introduce themselves, starting with you, Mr. Wonder Mike.
The one and only Wonder Midike, you heard?
And Diggity Dog doing it real big, you heard?
And you got your own mic over there, sir.
Master G.
T Dynasty, a.k.a. Mr. Diamond Temple.
Exactly.
Well, you know, the typical question is, when did y'all start? Blah, 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 but we don't want to do all that. The first time, 1979, I was 19 years old. In Better Days, New York, DJ T. Scott dropped your record. And that's the height of disco. So we were in this black gay club dancing, everybody getting down, and all of a sudden, boom, Sugar Hill Gang drops. And of course, we loved it. It was the height of a new medium that was being introduced. And when I say that you all are bricks, you all are forefathers. How does it feel to be that? Starting with you, sir.
What that feels like. Honestly, I don't. Honestly, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I'm a musician. You know, you know, these are my brothers, and you know, we've been fortunate enough to make music all over the world and record songs, and that's basically what I feel like. I feel like you know, I have a purpose to do what it is that I was given the gift to do, which is make music and perform. You know, so as far as all the other stuff that comes with it, I really feel like that's just like a byproduct of it. You know? Okay. I know that we were the beginning, I know we were there, et cetera, et cetera. But, you know, I feel like I am Jimi Hendrix? No way.
But you are to some folks.
But I don't feel I would never put myself in context with Jimi Hendrix. Ever. No.
Well, I think the true identity of a real artist is to let the public judge who they are. You know what I mean? We all do it for the love of music. We all do it because we've been blessed with a talent to do it. God gave us a talent to do what we love to do. So, you know, we all do it for that. And I think it's up to the public to judge, you know, who we are, who they compare us with, and what our place is in history.
Great, good job.
What does it feel like to be a
brick?
A brick.
He said a brick, Mike.
I only feel that way when we're out on the road or in the realms of this business, recording studio or whatever, commercials, TV, news. When I walk out that front door to take care of business, I know how to conduct myself. At home, you know, I'm dad. God bless my parents. I was their son. I'm my brother's brother. But when I walk out that door, there are people, and this is the most humble group in the world. You will never, ever see our hand in front of a camera. Come on, give me a break. But we run into people that they start crying when they tell us their stories. Oh man, I was here, I was there, and I was, you know, and I never get tired of hearing those stories. For 40 years, I never get tired of it because we all have our musical heroes, and we've been fortunate enough to run across some of them. Michael McDonald and, you know, Jeffrey Osborne. I met a lot of people. People Bryson talked to Diamond for about an hour after his performance at BB King's. So I only feel it when I'm in this business circles, but I appreciate it. I don't bring it down. I respect it. I don't blow it up and think, you know, yo, we all that and I'm that. The public has said who we are. Mama said it ain't bragging if it's true.
Yeah. Amen. Adam, you want to come jump in here and ask
Yes, absolutely.
Come on. Oh, we ain't got, let this one over here get his little drop.
I'm gonna be quiet on this one.
So I love the opportunity to be here with everybody, just to talk about so many things. We are a music business news show. So I would be remiss if I didn't bring up certain topics. Like Eddie wanted to ask a very specific question, and I want to make sure everybody hears it. So we looked up your discography. We know about records like Eighth Wonder, Apache, and of course, Rapper's Delight. But us as fans, we always want to hear what you have to say creatively in the new millennium, in the new time that we're in. We're now in 2018, 2019, and we noticed that Sugar Hill Gang has not released music in a while.
We did in 2009.
Yes,
2009.
we saw a greatest hits pull up, but then after that, what's the delay in the 10 years or so that in terms of creating new music?
No, we did. Not only did we do a greatest hits compilation, but we did a collaboration with Bob Sinclair
Big
in
French
Europe.
DJ.
Yes, we
French
love
DJ.
Bob. Yes.
And we did a song called the La La Song. And so that's was
number one always.
our latest release. So within this time frame, we have recorded more music that was popular worldwide.
There's another track out right now. I think it's Sugar Hill Gang. It's called Get On Up. It's on iTunes.
Yep. Right now.
Felix the House Cat. And so, I mean, there's music coming out, and we're being very selective as to what we let out. And we have, there's a tune that was playing earlier while we were setting up. I mean, there's stuff that hasn't been heard, but World Tour. So I mean,
that was great.
I mean, there's a lot of things going on, but they're trying to be very specific as to what they're going to record and with whom.
And then, with us also, there was a lot of reconstruction going on with us. So, we've been in the process of putting things back in order with our group. And now we're pretty much at that point where the group is operating at, I would say, about 90%. And so one of the next things that we're going to do is focus on the creative aspect, but we had to take care of a few things.
Business-wise.
Right.
Business.
Yeah.
Part of the
we had
house
to take
fell down
care.
and we had to put it back together. Brick by brick.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Brick by brick.
And with that, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about more about that rebuilding of the bricks, as they say. And we're here at the Freedom Radio Hour, 91.6 FM, and on the web at dwildmusicradio.com, interviewing the Sugar Hill Gang. Come back with us, all right?
91.6 FM, y'all. Way back.
Freedom Radio Hour.
Welcome back. Eddie Nicholas here, 91.6 FM, and I'm here with my co-host Adam Cruz on the Freedom Radio Hour. Right now, we're right back, and we're with the Sugar Hill Gang, and we're going to jump right into it. My next question to either one of you gentlemen, with the younger generation coming up, what advice can you give them as far as business? Because creatively, we know people are going to do what they want creatively. And a lot of times when we are creatives, we forget and we neglect to pay attention to what's going on the business end. What experience have you had, if you have had any, which I know you have, and what advice can you give to those people that are coming up that look to you as ones, okay, they did it, and look how long you have been around?
Well, it's two things. It's called the music business. Music, write some dope songs, creative songs, have something to say, have something that people want to sing to. Number two, business. Take care of your business. Protect yourself and protect your assets and protect your potential assets, because it makes sense to build your house upon a rock, not shifting sand, not mud. You cannot spend shine anywhere you go. If you go into McDonald's, just let me get a quarter pounder. That's $5, please. Oh well, I was on TV last night, so let me have it. No, that doesn't work anywhere in life. Buying a car, a house, a hat, a suit, shoes. You got to have the paper. In order to do that, you got to make the money. You got to keep the money and do it fair. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. There's enough money for everybody to float around, for float around to everybody.
The thing I think you really need to emphasize when you're talking to a young person is understand a team. There's the talent. So the talent is the person. That's that individual. Then you have the legal. Then you got management, and you have marketing. And then you have all these different people that are good at what they do or excellent at what they do. And understand. You need to understand what each person does, but you need to have those people in place so that you can be covered. So when it comes down to sit down and negotiate a contract, you have somebody that can walk you through those fine, double words, et cetera, and on and on. And then, image, et cetera. And then, so just make sure that you have a team of people, one, that you can trust, and two, that know what they're doing.
And also, I would say make sure you're behind and sitting at the table as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Are being made.
Yeah,
A wise man surrounds himself with good counsel.
Well, that's
Exactly what I was going to elaborate on. I mean, I was going to say to all the young people out here who are trying to get into the business or whatever, don't forget what you first learned in the first grade. Let's learn how to read. You know what I mean? Don't just get a contract and send it to somebody else or depend on waits for somebody else to say, okay, it's okay. Now you learn how to read yourself, and things that you don't understand.
Preach.
You find out.
Go on YouTube.
Especially in the fine print. You know what I mean? Because that's how so many artists get twisted up today. They got #1 records on the radio, and they're not getting paid from it because they didn't read the fine print. You know what I'm saying? Or they didn't take the time to just sit down and just read the contract. And also to piggyback off of what Master G said, it's so important to surround yourself around people that you trust. You know what I mean? Everybody that comes up to you, they say they're down with you, they say that they're good with you. They're good with you as long as the money is good. But when that money runs out, they're gone. You know what I mean? So you have to surround yourself with people that you know that they're going to have your back. Talent is the easy part. If you're blessed with it, you can go in the studio and come out with hit records every day. You know what I mean? That's the easy part. The business is the hard part.
Yes, and I love what you had to say. I guess the last question I wanted to ask you is about streaming music. We're in this situation where artists are getting a fraction of a penny per stream. I don't know if you're aware of stories like Pharrell Williams and Happy. He got like $9,600 when it's like millions of streams of the song, and so they're suing for more control of their copyright. But we're in an era now where corporations are making billions and trillions selling their iPods, etc., off the back of musicians. In particular, records like Rapper's Delight, which is a very high count of streaming. So what do you guys do? I mean, it's different to protecting your assets. You make a very good point. But we are in an era where if you don't pair your release with something, it has no legs. Meaning, if you don't start a tour off the back of the new release, perhaps it might not have the bang that you want it to. In an era now where everything's about traveling, do you feel like there is a music business left? Or is it more service-oriented where you take your product and pair it with a tour or merchandise or T-shirt or something?
Well, the beauty of us is that we tour anyway. That's our bread and butter. You know what I mean? We've been touring since we were teenagers. So, we love to tour. So we are actually kind of already in the curve of what's happening. So as our music is being released and is being streamed, we're in Singapore, we're in France. I mean, we were just in France 2 weeks ago. We were in Singapore a month ago. Hong Kong, Switzerland, all over the place. We're going to Switzerland next month. So we're always globally doing that. And we're doing interviews and we're doing television. And next year is the 40th anniversary. So we're getting ready to have a really super surge of not only our music, but our visibility. So while we are visible, we're doing exactly what we're doing right now.
Well, I love that because it seems like as the years go by, the interest and the popularity of the group is only increasing, and it's creating a more of a cementing feel over the sustainability of your business. Would you agree to that?
Absolutely. That's why we continue to tour.
Yeah.
That's why we're fortunate enough to be able to tour at this point of our career, where, like you said, a lot of groups that come from, let's say, our time or era, they can't get they can't get a gig in the bathroom,
right?
But with us, we do stadiums, we do festivals, we do
still in the house.
We did the Formula One Grand Prix in Singapore. So the fact that we have that kind of chance and that kind of opportunity is what gives us the ability to stay on top of streaming and all the other stuff that's going on now. Because now we have the team together. We got some of the most reliable, dependable, phenomenal people working with us. Alongside this guy right here is amazing. This cat right here is amazing. All the booking agents and all the other people. He's not.
40 years.
Yeah, he's not amazing. I've known him longer than I've known both of them, but he's not amazing. They are. No, but my point being that the longer we do this, bless your heart. Find some socks that wouldn't work.
Here we go.
Family love.
Here we go.
My
Here we
point
go.
being that the
Family love.
Here we go. go.
do this, the better we get at it. You know, and the thing that I want to say, the last thing I want to say is, and we've developed, because we've been through the hell, the fire, and the up and the down. You know, we've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly of this thing.
And his mother.
And so what we've done is we've always remained friends, absolute best friends, and we've adapted when we had to.
The demographic has also changed as far as new people coming into Sugar Hill. What we're finding is that people are not afraid to come see a Sugar Hill show. People are not afraid to come and bring their grandchildren and say, this is what I listened to when I was coming up. I want you to be able to feel this. When I was in high school, when I was in college, when I was in what have you, and promoters are saying that. We went to a DJ convention and people brought their, it was out in, I believe it was in Nevada.
Yeah.
And
The other day.
I mean, it was just crazy. But one of the artists, I'm not going to even call his name, like people were holding their kids' ears. And you know what? It's not about an expression. It's what you're saying. And understand that you're feeding a new generation. Now, I don't disagree with everything that's going on. And I understand that things are going to change. But you have to understand that you're always educating and filling a new mind. They're sponges. So if you give them something good, regardless of where it came from, Will Smith revitalized, Apache, jump on it. The kids they do the dance immediately. It's a good thing. And then to see us on stage and say, wow, they're still doing this. So it pulls us into that different market and it makes us acceptable and it takes us across a plane that a lot of artists can't get to because they're trying to quote unquote keep it real. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't have a problem with keeping it real. Mel keeps it real and all the rest of that, but he's out there doing the same show that we're doing and he's trying to reach a broader audience.
Well, I really appreciate it. You guys all taking the time. I want to give you guys time. Oh, one of Mike has one more thing to say before we let you guys find stocks and get haircuts.
It's so funny you talk about the younger generation. This man right here was only 3 years old.
Yes.
When your message came in. I was 19. He was 3.
Yes. Well, it gives you a really perspective of the legacy, the impact, the influence that you've had throughout the years and throughout the generations. What were you going to say, Mike?
Yeah, Mike.
Really quick to encapsulate it.
Yes, we'll do that.
Because oh my God, it could go on and on until the next day. But I will say that music and artists in general, no matter what form of art you do, seem like we always get the shaft, the short end of the stick. And I don't have the answer for it, but somewhere out there is an answer. Actually, I know who the answer is. But how in the world can you record music? 40-year-old stuff, 4-week-old stuff, and all of a sudden you don't get paid for it. It was enough to battle for things from the inception of recorded music and writing and composing and what is that? Publishing and all this other stuff. Now that's streaming. Like I said before, you can't go into a car dealership and say, "Ooh, I like that one," and drive out with it. You'll be in prison someplace. You cannot walk into a Wendy's and ask for a French fry and walk out with it. But you can do that with music. There's people sell phones, like you said, with free music. And the heavy hitters, the giants, who we all know who they are in every genre of music, it's the same thing. Something ain't right. Something ain't right.
That's why I was asking whether there was a music business left, because I'm with you. Something isn't right. The numbers are not adding up, right? But it seems like no matter what's going down, you still have this touring. You have this group that has gone through the fire. You have this group that's able to share this story and to let younger versions of y'all know, look, man, the name of the game is longevity. Where is longevity? It's in this solid group, reliable people, good support support system. Content is king, as you said. Those tracks have to be dope.
That's it.
And the rest fall into place. But I do want to say that the big difference between then and now is the fact that you used to have this sort of quote-unquote machine to help support the release, whereas right now you are the machine.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference, wouldn't you agree? And that's only the last thing I wanted to ask you. And I wanted to make sure everybody knew where to find you online if they want to go to your next show. And that would be it for us.
God is watching.
Yes, God is watching.
People think they get away with things or not.
Yeah.
Woe to him that contends with his maker. For our God is a consuming fire. Mess with him, okay?
We got a rev up in the house.
You can definitely go to our Facebook page, Original Sugar Hill Gang, and Instagram, the Original Sugar Hill Gang, and the Real Sugar Hill Gang, too, as well. Facebook and Instagram.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much here. Adam Cruz, my brother Eddie Nicholas. We're all in a tight shot here, but thank you so much. Check out freedomradiohour.com. Download our free app. You can get all our episodes, including this one, mixtapes, music, and all that good stuff for free right at your fingertips. Check it out. Have a great weekend and a great week ahead. We'll see you next time.
No doubt. Go Cowboys.
Freedom Radio Hour. Eddie Nicholas, Freedom Radio Hour, 91.6 FM, DWildmusicradio.com.
Thank you guys so much. Peace.
All right.
Appreciate it so much.